I want to shout out Coca 2005 for sending me this story. The links to this story, as well as the email, PayPal, and Patreon, will be in the description box. Listen, this story that I'm bringing to you right now is the true definition of white people, white peopling. Some of you have probably heard me use that term before in the past. Well, this right here is a true definition of it. In this image, you have the picture of a man by the name of Joshua Davis. He's 41 years old, and around Thanksgiving, and I believe it was on Thanksgiving Day, he was pulled over by the police. And in his car, they made a shocking discovery. Well, they made two discoveries. One of them was shocking. The first discovery that they made was that there were methamphetamines in his car. Okay, so he's a meth head. We already know that they're going to slap some charges on him on that. But none more than what they made with their next discovery, which is the shocking part. In the trunk of Joshua Davis's car, they found a human skull. Not a fake one that you get from the store to try to scare or prank somebody, but an actual human skull in the trunk of his car. When he refused to explain why or how or where he got that skull from, he was placed under arrest. But it makes you wonder, they were placing him under arrest because he didn't want to explain where that skull was coming from, but it makes you wonder that if they didn't find that skull, were they going to arrest him for that meth that they found in his car? Or were they going to just let him walk or go to some kind of a clinic? I don't know. But who drives around with a human skull in their car? A human skull, which means that that skull had to be detached from somebody's body. They had to literally rip the flesh off of the skull, which means they had to break down the face, to take out the brain and all kinds of different cavities or whatever else needs to be removed, clean it off, and then that's all you're left with is the skull. That is some sick ass shit. Like, they don't know how he got it, why he had it, where he got it from, who did he get it from, whose did it belong to, but I'm very sure all kinds of forensics and whatnot will clear all of that up. But that is some creepy ass, weird ass shit. But let me tell you, we're dealing with the caucus stain here. So none of this shit should be surprising. But at the same time, how many of you hear of a story every single day where a person is driving around with a human skull? Like, this guy's just casually driving around with a human skull. Fuck the goddamn meth. This man had a human remain in the trunk of his car. Just because. And also, speaking of where was he going with it? What was he going to do with that? And another thing, where's the rest of the body? Because I know it had to come from somewhere. If it's a human skull, it had to come from somebody. So I would like to know, was it a man, a woman, boy, girl? What was their race, age? All of that. We need to know all of that. Will we find out? Probably not. Because this is the kind of story that could stay very, very buried. And they would want no one to find out about it. But this is some savage behavior. He deserves everything that's coming to him. I believe he was charged with drug possession and riding around with human remains or something like to that effect. I don't know what kind of sentence he's going to receive. It most likely is going to be a slap on the wrist, but it's probably catching them all by surprise because they probably didn't expect to find a goddamn human remain in the trunk of a car. Y'all let me know what you think down in the comments. Like I said in the beginning, the links are in the description. Have your notifications turned on.